the use of the word rape as a verb just to mean crush, get, nail, succeed, like, oh, I raped that guy online, whether the sort of trivializing of the word has contributed to maybe not thinking that seriously about the actual act of rape, the crime.
I think I've always been bothered by it because, you know, I play shooters where that what you're talking about is probably most common, and it is very common, especially for young, squeaky-voiced kids who often sound like they're from Britain.
Xbox Live 13-year-old trait, you know?
But I think it's basically the same as, you know, the use of the word retard or something like that. They don't connect it to its historic or traditional sense. I think that they're allowed to speak out. Their parents aren't in the room with them. They want to say something that they consider to be extreme, but I don't think they relate it to the actual activity. Not to say that it's impossible, but to me it seems unlikely.
What do you think, Kim?
I kind of agree. I think there is a disconnect. It's more of just something to, I guess, act out as a cool 14-year-old with an Xbox Live account. It's not, I don't think it's permeated popular culture as much as you may suspect. It's something that immature people do, like, you know, by saying retard or that's gay or something like that.
No, I hear you guys, but you know what? You've actually ironically convinced me that it has, because it's no, and I'll tell you why. Because it's so you're confirming that it's so common, so that it's not that it's gonna like that 99% of 13-year-olds that play Xbox, whatever, are all gonna think that rape is cool, but are 2% of them going to make the mistake of thinking, well, we all say it all the time, and we say it in a way that's kind of cool. Maybe it's a cool thing. And maybe they don't even consciously think that, but that subconsciously affects them.
Well, it's going to end up, the solution is going to be the same thing that we were just talking about. The idea is that as part of this comprehensive sex education and frank talk about sex that needs to happen in school, not at home, because parents will screw it up. And they don't want to do it. And that's okay that they don't want to do it. Maybe you should have an outsider do it. But that conversation is going to need to include conversation about rape.
Yeah.
And so that if they want to go ahead and use the word and they want to say gay and retard and worse, and then okay, but at least that would at least help to make sure that that connection that you're worried about isn't drawn.
And maybe this is just, you know, of course it's just anecdotal evidence, but, you know, the school I went to, I just remember the students taking rape very seriously. And at that point, we already had cell phones and stuff like that. And I just remember that we had comprehensive sex education. Like, we had very frank discussions, and it wasn't just a one-time thing. I remember there was an entire semester where, like, once a week, you know, as part of our health curriculum, we would talk about sex, we would talk about things that were uncomfortable, but we learned the difference between right and wrong when it comes to sexual behavior. So that kind of stuff is important.